atmosphere was
lacking, is to say it in a very nice way. It was not great, to be completely frank.
listen, it took me everything not to not continue to yell at children who were saying, "Let's go City."
This is not baseball, folks. This is not like that. We're not doing these chants
No.
that are one, Americanized, and two, have nothing to do with footy.
There's
Even
a
after you've been
culture.
instructed, you like we tried several times to get them to do "Come on, City, come on,
Yeah.
City, come on." We did that several times, and there was just
They
tone
didn't
deaf.
care. They don't care. And it's I don't know if it's part of this like new generation of like we discovered something so we're going to put our own spin on it shit. No. No, no, no. Let's break something down from our perspective as Americans to the British people, the Manx who support this club. There is a dues paying process when you join a club that is not from your country and you decided to support them. There is a dues process that you have to go through. And saying that may be daunting, but at the end of the day, it's true. If you don't understand the culture or go in to understand the history or learn the chants, current, past, present, whatever, you're not really assimilating into the club and you're not really doing anything but embarrassing Americans. I was embarrassed more than half of that match at what I saw and what I heard. The OSC section, I'm going to go heavy into this because I have a very bad distaste for the OSC at this point. Shout out to those who are listening that are in an OSC and very loyal to the OSC. Kudos to you. But one of the things I'm going to tell all y'all to do is you need to start teaching your fan bases the culture of this team because you're embarrassing them and you're embarrassing the people across the pond. I was truly embarrassed by the lack of chance, the lack of support, knowing when to even fucking clap. I mean, Christ Almighty. It's not to say that there weren't some dieharders in there that understood the game that had been following for a while, but for somebody like me who's only been a part of this for about 5 years, it really struck a nerve in me because I did my fucking damnedest when I stepped into this arena to make sure that I was in line with the culture and that I could back it and produce it out and try to spread the news, so to speak. Very, very poor etiquette in the States. And I see the gripe that people across the pond have towards us when it comes to this sport. In that specific realm, in that specific part of the game. You got to do better, guys. This is not just I'm going to show up and have some fun. Like you're a tourist now. The people who are doing that, you're a fucking tourist. I get tourists now. Okay, I just I can't say this enough. I blame the CCBs. It is your job to put the culture into the supporters. When I went to DC this past year and stopped going for a good reason, when I go into the place, especially on Derby week, and there's only 5-6 people who know chants current and past, and there's only 1 or 2 people starting them, and nobody's following along.
It's so awkward. It was, and there was a couple of times where they started doing the right things, but overall, it was not a great showing from alleged City fans. You could tell a lot of them were there for the experience, and if that's what you're doing, great. But like, let's also maybe not show up in a team's, like if you're coming to the event because you want to be a part of something cool that's happening in Chapel Hill, just show up in your regular shit. Don't show up. Just show up neutral. Don't come in with a city stuff on and then not participate. Don't cheer. Just like that's, and what made it worse was the contrast that we have because on the opposite side, because we were closer to one goal in the OSC sections for Celtic and for allegedly for City. We're both like right next to it. We're on the same side, so there was a
they were
clear
separated by a
juxtaposition.
tunnel.
Yeah, and in the goal, it was part of the width of the goal.
Yeah.
So kudos to the Celtic fans. They
Loud and
were
proud. They
jumping,
knew what the
standing
fuck
the
they
whole
were doing.
time, collaborating on the chants. They knew when to do them. They were all together. They were loud. You could hear them. And then you look 20 feet to your right, and it's just
Dead. Sitting in your
people
seats.
sitting there like this,
Yeah. Not
no
knowing what the hell to
clapping.
do.
Like you're the supporters group. There was lots of them there. There was people from lots of different supporters groups that came to it. We saw them posting on social media. Had their flags, all that stuff.
Greenville, Raleigh. They were the host. They were the host clubs.
And they were coming from out of state too. I saw there was other flags from people coming
Mhm.
from different states coming down.
Yep.
It's our job as the ones who follow the team on a regular basis to lead said chants, to educate, like you said, educate your members that are within your group on the chants, on the history, and to like lead the excitement level. Because like you mentioned, when we were down in this, especially this past year, it wasn't like this before when I first started going to DC for matches. It was much louder.